Alright guys, so you've just come from Newcastle. How did you find that, and how did you find the sort of UK audience's reaction to what you're doing?
Incredible. We had it was the beginning of the tour with the Northern Symphonia yesterday, and I think it was actually one of the best playthroughs of the show so far.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was really nice to feel the audience, even though it's a classical venue, you're seated, you could feel them straight away that they're there.
And I believe that you ran into a bit of trouble in Newcastle a few times.
Well, once at least, yeah. We were in a hotel and the fire alarm went off at 3 in the night, and it was a very stupid alarm because it sounded like a very loud alarm clock. So most of us thought it was something wrong with the alarm clock they put in the room, and I think
most of us were just like scrambling around the room, trying to figure out how to
turn it off,
turn that sound off, and calling the reception and saying, "What is that loud sound in my room?" It's like evacuation.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a fire alarm.
Yeah. So we had 2 hours in the lobby and outside, just with that fire alarm, waiting to be able to go back to the rooms. There was 2 cars caught fire in the parking garage underneath.
And Scandinavian music, Sigur Rós has a special place. A lot of bands are compared to it. A lot of bands are accusing of being influenced by it. So did you guys, like with your first albums. Do you think it's a good thing that Sigur Rós has this special place, so it spreads across other bands, or it might stop other bands from creating their own sound?
I think it's a stupid question. Sorry.
No worries.
It's an amazing band, like so many other bands, and I don't really see a conflict in the question. Sorry.
Okay. What I meant is just like, so many bands try to be new Sigur Rós to some extent.
I don't think any bands try to be the new other band. I think any bands strive to be their own band, and inspiration is amazing and it can come from any side, but there are not really that many Sigur Rós bands in Scandinavia. I don't see an issue. I really don't.
Okay.
And I also think if you look at the current, I totally agree. Sigur Rós has been an inspiration for us, as it has for so many other bands. And some of our early records, especially Spring and Tripper, you can definitely hear that we have enjoyed listening to Björk and Sigur Rós and Mum and many other bands as well. But if you look at the current scene right now, I think it's very, very different. I don't think they're as influential anymore as they were. But it's still an amazing band, absolutely.
And with your new album, it seems much more refined than the previous ones, because the previous albums, to me, to a large extent, was just playing with the music, looking for new ways to explore sound and looking for new instruments to incorporate them in the sound. Do you feel more refined after the last concept album? Do you think you found the core of your future music?
I think we always strive to find a new direction and find a new way to go to make it interesting for ourselves. So I think it's just a matter of moment in time where we are. And I mean, it feels good right now, but I'm sure that when we start making new music, we want to do something else. But right now, it feels like a great way for us to make music. And it's been a pleasure working with a lot of really nice musicians in Berlin, where we recently located our studio, and like just working with new people, and it's a really great inspiration.
It's definitely, we had a lot of ideas and things we wanted to try and establish and succeed with on this album, and I think we all three really feel that we got to where we dreamed of going. That's a really nice feeling.
Okay, and you want to pursue this whole idea of concept album any further, or you just need to find the right place, the right moment, the right feel of the...
For us, it's not so much about... well, the reason we do these kind of things is to set a framework, because we're not based around a very strong singer-songwriter who composes on piano or guitar and has stories of his own to tell. We're more, in that sense, we're more like an electronic artist. And if you start thinking and composing with the computers, you have unlimited ways where you can go with your stuff, and it can be very confusing because you have so many possibilities. And
to take the location-based concept, I think, I mean, we want to go somewhere again because it felt really nice way of starting something, but I don't think we're gonna just like say, okay, now we found our way to make music by going somewhere and recording the sounds.
But we'll definitely be setting up a framework again for how, like, not dogmas, but something like that. Something that gives us a direction and a field to operate inside.
The starting point. It's a really nice way to control the start of an album because you never know where you're going to end up. But if you plan like a nice way to all start together in the same place, then you have so much more common feel of the direction. And just like meeting up with like random demos that everyone had been like writing at home, then this is such a like much more unified way of starting an album.